were playing without 7 starters, including Odell Beckham Jr., but they sacked Trevor Siemian 4 times and had 2 interceptions, including a pick-6 by Shannon's guy, Janoris Jackrabbit Jenkins. Shannon, how surprised were you?
So your guy did in your guy, right? He's not Trev anymore?
I'm a little surprised. This is what happens when you look at who's not playing as opposed to taking care of who is playing. You look at, okay, they don't have Odell, they don't have Brandon Marshall, they don't have Sterling Shepard. That's their top 3 receivers. They're missing Olivier Vernon. They shuffle the offensive line around.
Casillas, the linebacker, was out.
Oh, we good. Oh, we not good. The Giants the Giants win the coin toss. They defer. Broncos go 3 and out. Giants go right down the field, get a field goal. So now, as my college coach used to say, Bill Davis, say, son, that's a wounded team. Let's not give them a reason to play hard. Well, you gave them a reason to play hard.
You did, right away.
And that pick-6, that might be the worst pick-6 I've seen in a long time.
I agree.
You come out as cover 2. So basically, Janoris Jenkins is a roll corner. The only reason he's sinking because nobody threatens the flat immediately. So he's trying to take away the circus route, or what we would call the deep square out. So he's giving ground, and you throw the crossing route to Benny Fowler to a roll corner in cover 2. That's elementary. And this is what you get with guys like Trevor Siemian. Skip, they can beat anybody on any given Sunday, but they can look bad and lose to anybody on any given Sunday. You never know which Trevor you're going to get. You might get the guy that went to Cincinnati and threw for over 304 touchdowns, or you might get this guy right here.
By the way, he threw for 376 last night.
50 times.
50 times.
In the red zone, nothing. They were 1 for 4 in the red zone. You look at the first 2 weeks against the Cowboys and the Chargers, 7 of 8 touchdowns in the red zone. Now they're like 1 or 2 for like 9. You can't kick field goals. And the field goal kicker, Brandon McManus, he got paid, and maybe he bought a new shoe. Well, he need to go back to the old shoes because all of a sudden he can't.
I think they need to start over there. I think that's
they just gave him a new contract.
I'm just saying he's going completely south.
And
that's when you see it and you just know the demons got him.
And those kicks aren't even close. They're not even close.
Nope.
I can see, okay, you hit one, and you know, it's hit it, and it caroms off the upright.
Nope.
But he's missing 30-yarders by 15, 20 yards.
That last one, that duck hook, that was just pathetic.
But what about the first one, though?
He just scuffed it right. Whew.
And you look at what the Giants did. The Giants says, do you actually think I'm going to try to throw the ball to the receivers and deal with Chris Harris Jr., Roby? The receivers caught 2 passes. That game was won by 2 players, Ingram and the running back, Darkwa.
Yeah.
That's it. That was the only thing they were doing. And I'm like, dude, do you actually think they're going to challenge Harris Jr. and Talib and Roby?
Yeah.
Double the tight end. They can't.
He was it.
That was it. They run the pick play. They run the sprint option. Yeah.
He threw 7 times to the tight end, Evan Ingram, a rookie, and then he threw 3 balls to the other back, Gallman. And that's it. Then everybody else got, just low targets.
And even the receivers that he was throwing to, they were off rhythm. He was scrambling out of the pocket and forced up, and then he throws the ball. There was nothing 1, 2, 3, throw the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, throw the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, throw the ball. That was none of that, Skip. So everything that was to the receivers was off script. The only thing that was on rhythm and timing was to the tight end. One guy. That's the one guy. He lines up out wide. Okay, Darian Stewart, you're playing off. Shaquille Barrett, you're going to run up underneath.
Yep.
Why are you trying to get so much depth and get width? The only thing, he's not going to run a square out from that position. He's going to run the slant in behind you. Sprint option. Guys, sprint option. Either pass it off or you bump the guy. You press him. But this is what happens when you look at who's not playing for that team and you don't take care. This is unacceptable after coming out of a bye. There's no way you should play this bad.
You're coming out of a bye as a 13.5-point home favorite, and that happens? It really wasn't even that close.
No.
It was from they dared you. They taunted you. They won the toss. The Giants won the toss and said, we'll defer to Trev. You can have it, Trev. See what you can do. Trev couldn't do anything.
3 and out.
Eli. Here came 0-5 Eli. who winds up completing for the game 11 total passes.
11.
He goes 11 for 19 and was the winning quarterback with a grand total of 128 yards passing. And you know what I thought all night long? I just sat there stewing and thinking, why didn't my team get this Bronco team in game 2 at Mile High? I told you the next day, Denver just played its Super Bowl. Did I not say that? They did, because here came Fat Cat in America's team. They just crushed the Giants at home. They allowed them only 3 points. And they came up and just rolled the star helmets out on the field, let those stars reflect in the sunshine at Mile High, and said, well, we don't really need to try hard because we got these guys. They almost lost the Chargers on opening night.
Yeah,
the field
had a big lead. Had a big lead. Let them come back.
Yeah.
And then, okay, you got 3rd and 6. Coming, Shaq Barrett's going to crash down. Darian Stewart. If Shaq Barrett is what we call Indian, it's a technique skill. We talked about it last year in the Pittsburgh Dallas game when you got to cross the guy's face. If Shaq Barrett's going to cross the guy's face, why are you trying to get into the same gap? If he crosses, you come around.
So, of course, all I could think about last night was that my guy, Ezekiel Elliott, who may or may not get to play next Sunday at San Francisco, but that guy went up to Denver. I think he was there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It said it was number 21, but I'm not sure. But he tried 9 times up the middle, and he got a grand total of 8 yards against that stone orange wall of the Denver Broncos, right?
Yep.
And Denver came into the game last night, number 1 against the run in the National Football League, allowing a grand total of 51 yards a game. And what happened? Darkwa happened. What? Orleans Darkwa goes 21 times for 117 yards? How do you explain that? It's just because they weren't into it. Tackling is about half effort to me. Maybe it's about 9/10 effort. It's like, I really want to get that guy on the ground because they really, really, really wanted to get Zeke on the ground that day. And did they ever?
Oh, and not just Zeke. They played Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
Then they got Zeke.
Yeah.
Then they played Marshawn Lynch.
They did.
They played some of the top backs.
Nobody's gotten
LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, nothing. Darkwa, like that was the only shock of the night to me. He goes for 117, and Gallman added 27 more, so they have 148 total rush yards. That's how they won the game. They played keep away. Really? They played keep away? The New York Football Giants? I mean, that's just ridiculous.
I don't care how many yards you throw for. Broncos was +8 in first down. They were terrible on third down. Both teams was terrible on third down. 5 of 17, 29%. 0 of 2 on 4. 146 total more yards. Skip, you lose the turnover battle, and one of those is a pick 6. You're not winning.
You're not winning.
You're not winning.
No.
And Trevor Siemian is not good enough to turn the ball over like that and bring you back. We've seen Brady give you the Super Bowl, for example. Brady threw a lot of teams, a lot of quarterbacks would have folded. Because normally the bigger the game, the pick 6 has more lasting effect on the game. Got through a pick 6, 80-yard pick 6, he battles his way back. That's not in Trevor Siemian's DNA. And at some point in time, you got to realize he is what he is. He's Trevor Siemian. He's a good quarterback. He's more situated to being a backup. But if you think you can go somewhere with him as your guy,
I don't. Never did. Never will. Sorry. So it looks like Ben McAdoo might have just saved his job by firing himself from calling plays, right?
Mike Sullivan did a great job.
Elevated, and it looked like a real football team.
But Skip, I can't even say he did a good job. When you throw 5 passes to the tight end, you complete 11 passes, and 5 of them go to the tight end, and 6 go to the other players, and 2 go to the receivers. So I can't even say he called a great game. The only thing is that when you worry about who's not playing for one team and you don't take care of your business. See, you can't worry about who they put out there. The only thing you can control is what you do once you're out there. Odell and Marshall and Shepard playing should have had no effect, no impact on what you did. Now, running is a lot about gap responsibility. You got to be sound. 2 guys can't be in the same gap because if you do, that means the hole is open somewhere else. You got to do your responsibility. And sometimes what happens when you're playing a team and you fall behind, you start trying to do too much. I'm going to shoot this gap. And then lo and behold, he see you shoot there. He steps to the outside. But offensively, at some point in time, John's going to have to find a right tackle. Now, he tried Stevenson from Kansas City last year. He went out and got Watson from Raiders this past season. That's not it. And Trevor, and I said this, and this is one of the things that I noticed after watching him. He runs himself into a lot of pressures and a lot of sacks where he tries to get whipped and he runs into something. Sometimes he should step up, then slide. His first instinct is to go left or right before stepping up into the pocket. But
he's Trevor Siemian.
That's it.
That's what you need to know. All you need to know. So that brings us to what's going to happen now in the NFC East and the AFC West, both of which to me are just getting started. And I do believe the Giants will be the spoiler in the East. They're going to decide it because they're going to have a couple of big upsets of somebody, be it the Eagles, be it the Redskins, maybe the Cowboys up at the Giants. So they're not going to win it like you thought, but they're going to spoil it. They're going to decide it in the end. And on the other side, I know the Chiefs are only, they only lost one game now, so they're 5-1. But the Raiders, to me, are an even bigger disappointment than my Cowboys have been. Because I look at this, they're 30th in yards allowed and 23rd in yards gained. I mean, that's just horrible, which adds up to they are 2-4.
Right.
Wow.
This is why I never took them serious. You can't be that porous on the defensive side of the football and think, because all the teams that's going to be there at the end, the Steelers, the Patriots, they can put points on you. Kansas City, they can put points on you. You can't give up that, Skip. They really only have one guy that can consistently get to the quarterback. That's Khalil Mack. But their secondary is awful, and you can't play. And that's the thing with any team. If you're that bad on one particular side of the football, it's almost virtually impossible. But now you can get on a hot streak, and if for 3-4 games, Skip, and everything goes well, you might can do something. But I'm not putting any money on these teams when you're that flawed on one side of the football or the other. But the Broncos, they should be ashamed of themselves to come out of a bye and to have this, because now they've had like 4 games at home. They're about to go on the road. They're going to have to play at Washington, at the Eagles, at San Diego.
I got it.
It's no easier for them.
Well, guess what? They did win the Super Bowl. It was week 2 against Dallas. That's on their resume.
They won the Super Bowl 50.
No.
Playing Dallas.
That was a Super Bowl.
Stop it. Now,
it was good. 42-17. That was a big win for them.
Oh, my goodness. You need to stop.
Well, Shannon finally gave Jay Cutler some credit after his big win yesterday. We'll discuss that next.